Hey guys, welcome back. The wait is over. It's me, your boy Hebot from Toys in My Closet. As you can see in front of me, we finally got our hands on one of the first figures in Wave 1 in the brand new DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys 22 points of articulation Superman figure. And as you see in front of me, I have him here on the turntable displaying in all of his glory, and we're going to dive in and take a closer look and see what he has to offer as far as articulation, paint applications, how well is he executed, and details like, you know, the fine paint jobs and actually the material that he's made out of. As you can see, packaging, I broke it up in two pieces so we can take a quick look at it, because the packaging did offer some little things that I've never seen McFarlane do in his packaging before. And right off the hand, what I gotta tell you first and foremost, these figures look a lot better and are represented a lot better in hand than they are in the promotional shots, and then they are in what you've seen maybe thus far on the internet. When you have them in hand, you can tell they're really nice looking and really defined, really better description of what the toys have and what they have, actually look like. They look much better in person, basically what I'm saying. We've been long awaiting, anticipating for this new line from McFarlane for over a year now, and very excited to review it, and hopefully you guys will check it out and come and see what I have, what I say about the figure, and hopefully you'll like what I have to say and what I show to you guys here. So we'll start off first with the bubble blister packaging. Actually, it's really nice packaging, as you can see, and it says DC Multiverse on the bottom. And if you look at the top, right there, like so, it says 22 points of articulation, McFarlane Toys, ages 12 and up. On the side, it says Multiverse Superman action figure number 1000. You turn in the back, you see there it says McFarlane Toys, Superman action figure. As each figure comes with a collectible trading card. And it has a picture of the comic book in which this Superman, the source reference, is made out of. And then the bottom says collect them all. And you see that they have Batman from the animated series. They have Armored Superman, the Batman from comic book 1000. Batman Who Kissed Me or something like that, I think it's called. Let me see. It's called The Batman Who Laughs. And then we have the Bat Raptor, which is one of the vehicles that was created specifically for this 7-inch line, which should be really cool to get our hands on as well, to see what it has to offer. And then the reason why I took out the inner guts of the box is because, as you can see here, that they put the trading card on the packaging with the stand. But as you can see here, they put a lot of detail inside of different comic books here, as you can see, of DC, which is a really nice touch for the packaging. You see there, Superman, especially for those who are probably right there as well, mint on card collectors. It looks really nice and displays really well inside the packaging. You see it says for better or worse in the Sinestro. Okay, so what I'll do is, what we'll do next is we'll take him out of package, and we'll take accessories out of packaging as well, show you what he has, what he comes with, and and then we'll take a closer look at the figure itself. So as we look here, the first thing we look at is he comes with this card file, which again, like I said before, is the picture of the artwork of the comic book, which is the source material for the creation of the Superman. And here's his bio in the back, and it's a really nice trading card. If you look, it's actually really, really thick. It's not even cheap, so it's really nice. Nice gloss finish with nice paint work. It feels really like nice quality as far as it being a trading card. Really nice. Then we're going to move into his second set of hands, which are a semi-open and semi-fist closed hand, and they look to be the same shade and color. Look like it has maybe some paint blemishes. They feel like a rubbery, not too bad, not too soft, not too hard. Nice little rubber material. And moving right along, we gotta take a look at the stand, which is a flight stand in this case. It actually comes with a peg hole. It's nice, it's clear, translucent. The DC logo, as you see there. And then it has like some teeth, little stand teeth in the bottom. So when you put it on the floor, like so, or wherever you're going to display it, it holds without moving, I guess. And then this is the other part, which would be the neck of the stand. Nice translucent as well, with this little display piece. Moves really nice with the joint to open up, and then it has a ratchety opening mechanism like so. Just be careful with the feel. And then the way they did it is you take this piece here and you slide it in like so until it clips on, I guess. Yep, there it is. So a different approach, I guess, to the stand instead of pegging it into a hole. So this stand looks like that when assembled together. It looks like it has a nice arch and a nice size. So that's all he has for accessories. Now let's take a look at the figure. Now, before we dive into the figure, let's take a ruler and measure how tall he stands. So from his foot down, it looks like he comes in at a, let's see, from here to here, move this out, from here to here. It looks like he stands at a 7 and a half, no, 7 and a 1 centimeter in height. So it's a 7-inch figure, and I have him kind of in a slant, so that should be indicative of how tall they kind of are. Now let's take a look at Superman as a whole. First thing we take a look at is at his face sculpt. And the one thing that I was afraid of was that the face sculpt wasn't going to be done any justice. And as you can see, his face sculpt looks really, really nice, with a nice little shade around his eyes. Also, the lip is a subtle pinkish little touch. The hair looks really, really glossy, like he has some type of gel on it. And as you can see, in that paint job, the lines that it has, he has the like blue highlights with the black that look really nice. With the big curl in the front, the Superman iconic curl. There's scope. The eyebrows look clean really well. The jawline looks really nice and strong and stern. Really like the way it looks. Then we'll take a look at his symbol, which looks fantastic. The nice glossy red. It looked like it's stitched on into his suit with the yellow in the back and matte with the glossy red. Then you see that the cape starts from the inside here. That makes it look as if it's coming out from inside of his suit like it does in the comic, coming outwards and around. And the cape looks really nice and wide, like it's billowing, but it has some nice subtle details and a nice black red matte finish, and it's not too soft and not too hard. It's just a nice like form of plastic, and then you see that it's attached there to the back. Then you have the blues, which look less prominent in actually in person. I think the camera's making it look a lot more blue, and you see that it's a nice matte finish. There's some little subtle details in the line work right there, as you can see there as well. And there's some subtle details right there that are from the suit. And you can see that he has a butterfly joint there that comes higher up, so I guess if you put him in a flight position, it can look, and you can put the hands up higher and put them in. And then a lot of people are scared because it looked like the waist was too thin, but it's actually not that thin. I think it matches well with the sculpt of the pectoral area and the torso. I think it looks really nicely evenly proportioned is the best way to put it. Same thing with the arms, a nice even proportion. It is a single hinge with a lower cut that comes in a little lower, as you can see, so that it can come up and bend a little bit more than 90. And it has some nice details on there. The hands don't look too big. It just looks soft, painted soft. Same thing with his trunks, with the belt, pretty nicely painted. Then the legs don't look, people thought it looked like chicken legs, but it doesn't look that bad. I just think they're just a lot smoother and less defined. There is definition there, you see the detail. Maybe they put more of a black wash, they would stand out more, but it is there. It's just not as pronounced. Then you have obviously the boots that go down like so. And then there's no, one thing I love is when they put the yellow S symbol in the back. I think it looks really good. And so the paint job, it looks really clean. The details and the anatomy of him looks pretty good, pretty decent. Not too shabby. This, like I said, this figure is better represented when you have it in front of you. Now I'm curious to see what the Batman looks like, because his figure looks a lot better, in my opinion, in person. And I think a lot of you are going to feel the same way than it is when you're looking at it at the promotional shots. So to get into the articulation, the head goes down this much, goes up that much, left and right, and then it actually tilts this way. It has really good tilt, and it's good because the neck doesn't look too fat. It looks like it's the right proportion with his jaw and his face line. And here you have the butterfly joint that actually moves, as you can see, in any direction. His arm goes up about that much. He does the 180 degree swivel. he does have a bicep swivel, which is really nicely form factored in there, because you can't even really see the cut of the swivel. It looks like it's just a sculpt. Same thing with the elbow area, which is why I think they went with a single elbow to keep the sculpt look more seamless with his arm. But when you lift it up, this is as far as it goes. So maybe not as good as far as the range as far as the range as how far it goes up, but definitely doesn't look bad. It looks a lot cleaner, and I think that's the reasoning behind it. And then, you know, obviously has the rotation on the hands. It's a ball joint there, and you can swivel this way, swivel that way. But since this is the base color, the base part, you can, if you can, you can turn it like so. You can turn it, remove the hand, turn it that way, and then you put the hand right in. The hand comes off pretty easily too, without any stress. It goes down, and then the wrist can go up and down like that as well. And the joints feel just perfect. They don't feel too tight, and they don't feel too loose. And then this hand, the same thing. And then, as you can see here, they did the cut on the torso area, which moves really well. Plus, he has the waist swivel. He crunches forward that much, like so. And then he can hyperextend back with the look of his that much. So I don't know if it's easier to put him in a flight pose, but I mean, you should be able to do something with it. You can see that, you know, the details are a lot softer. Then as for the legs, they split a lot better than anything you see from Marvel Legends in any way, shape, or form. As you can see there, I have the same type of gimmick, and then the legs do swivel. As you can see, that they do swivel here. As you can see. Then, as you can see, the knee is a double. It is a double hinge knee. And the legs look a little thin in the promotional shots, but they really aren't. I think they're really a nice balanced size. And then obviously in the boots, you got the up that much, the down that much, left and right. Then these actually have rockers. I don't know if the Batman does. I saw a review from one of these YouTubers, and it looked like he didn't. He said you had to move this peg in order to get the rockers, but you don't. The rockers are in there. It has a ball peg going forward. It's just a little bit tight, but as you see, I still have that main peg straight. I never turned it at all at any point. You can see there, and then it has the toe pivot that way. So this figure looks really, really impressive. It's a really nice first entry for McFarlane. I'm going to tell you right now off the back, the figure, when you're holding it and touching it, feels like it has better friction with the articulation than the Fortnite, or improved. It feels like the paint job is a lot more quality because of the attention they put to the little details, like for example giving you that matte look with the glossy metallic red on his insignia. The plastic rubber feels good in quality and feels sturdy, like it's not going to get messed up. And I don't know why is he doing that. I guess because it's a little top heavy. Maybe because he's new. I don't know. You gotta see. So there you go. So, and then also the articulation feels a lot more refined and loose and agile so far with this particular figure. I don't know if that's the case with all of them, but with Superman, that's what it feels like so far. And to give you guys a side shot, this is what he looks like. From the side profile. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in some other Superman figures I have for comparison, just so that we can see how they stack up next to each other. Stay tuned. So as you can see here by what I have here with this portrait shot, he is probably the best interpretation we've got so far in 6-inch form. Probably next to something like Mesco, but Mesco is more higher end, so, and it's full of cloth goods, so that's kind of like an unfair assessment and comparison, because of the fact that it's a higher end. But these are all within the same parameters of affordability as far as cost. You know, as you can see, I have here the DC Essentials Cyborg Superman. Then if I move him to the side, I have him here next to the Icons, DC Icons, which was a beautiful figure, just a lot smaller in scale. I like that on his belt, and the actual round buckle has a metallic gold to it, and the sheen on the symbol, but the symbol looks painted, it doesn't look stitched on, which I think is a bigger advantage for this figure here. I also like the fact that his cape is wider and billows better, as opposed to the Icons, as you can see, and also the DC Essentials. The Icons just have the S in the back, but it's a smaller cape, smaller size. And then with the DC Cyborg, for example, as you can see, it's a lot smaller in scale as well. It's not as opened out and billowing. I also like the lift that it has on the shoulders. If you see the way they did it going backwards on the McFarlane one, it has like a lift and then it goes down, which is pretty cool because it's supposed to be the illusion of his shoulders lifting up. Then you have here the DC Essentials Classic Superman as well, which is one of my favorites. I enjoyed the portrait maybe a little bit better on this one, and the fact that it has double jointed elbows, and that's pretty much it as far as the advantages. But with this one, you do get a good portrait of his face. The symbol, like I said, looks like a stitching. His cape is much wider and billows out better. He has, I think, just a little bit better proportions. They feel more natural. They don't feel like they're all the same mold, cut up, or overly sized in, let's say, the hip areas, and then the crotch got that weird cut that goes up. Still an awesome figure, but I just feel I like the shine in the boots on this one. This one's not as shiny. It's more matte, and I love the detail on the face, like I said. But it's still, I think the crotch proportions on this Superman are perfect. The whole proportions on the figure is more realistic. And then obviously next to the original DC Classic, which was a very long time ago. You see here, we have his face. Looks really like Frankenstein, no little cuts, everything. All this is painted, and then the legs are really spread wide because of the way it cut here. On the thighs, they feel almost too wide, I guess. And here it feels too wide, like a V shape. And then the hands, as you can see, the way they're proportioned. But he also had a single joint as well. Very nice figure for the time. The original for sure. And then the boots, but I felt the boots, the feet were kind of big, and they looked squarey. Very nice figure for the time though. And then to guys kind of address one of the issues that people have been pointing out, that it looked like his legs of his thighs were too thin, right? Let's just bring over this DC Essentials Classic Superman, like so, right? And let's put him next to the McFarlane Superman, like so. Let's just see if they really do look like really skinny or not. So here we go. Just keep hitting my camera. Not cool. Alright, so here we go. Just to put it side by side. You can see they're almost about the same thickness, I would say, but just that the DC's Essentials has more muscle anatomy and detail cut into it, but you don't see that. It doesn't feel like it has this piece here that looks like a ball. This feels more natural, just like the crotch, as you see, feels more natural as opposed to this feels kind of weird. And then he's very skinny here, even though he looks good with the anatomy as well, and here he's more proportioned evenly. Then obviously the insignias, and then like I said, the face sculpts, which they're both very nice. I prefer this one just because of the blue eyes, and it looks a little bit more defined. I definitely appreciate the McFarlane one. It looks really stern and strong, as a strong Superman. All right. So, guys, pretty much there you have it. That is my review for the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Superman, or Action Hero Superman number 1000, right? I'm trying to stand these real quick. As you can see, the Essentials always have problems with the, with the ankles. So you move this down, and I really think that most people that go out and pick this up are going to be fairly happy and impressed with the figure once you get the figure in hand. The figure's a lot better in hand than it represents, let's say, in what we've seen so far in, promotional shots and things like that of that nature. I have a feeling that most of you guys, when you go out and get them and check them out, you're going to be thoroughly impressed and thoroughly happy with them. So I hope my, review was informative. I hope it helps you guys out to make a decision in whether you want to dive in the McFarlane line and go down that rabbit hole, or just be selective with certain figures, or that it allowed you to figure out that if you didn't want them on your action figure collection or adult figure collection line, more better off said. Like you see here when it's next to it, this looks thinner from afar than it does there, but when you have it in person, it doesn't look this thin. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. I hope that it was informative and they helped you guys out. It was my pleasure to bring it out and do it for you guys, the viewers. And I want to give a quick shout out to people out there in the toy community that always go out their way to help us out with information and news to keep us current. People like Toy Shiz and Twitter, awesome dude, love his channel. Same thing like Toy Bro and Toy Bros with an S, JC from the Foosh, Robo, Unparalleled Universe, D Amazing, and Anthony's Custom. Even though I'm pretty sure when he gets this figure in his hand, he'll probably destroy it and trash it, or not like it as much as us maybe. But that's because he's very particular with his stuff, because he's a guy that's into sculpting, into anatomy, and he does a lot of customs himself. So I could see why for him he doesn't feel happy with a lot of things, because he's looking at it from a more I guess professional perspective, because he has experience in sculpting and stuff. So I could understand for sure. And all those great guys out there, go check out their channels. There's a lot of cool guys out there doing great work, and they're a lot of fun to see, and keep things informative, and always keep it moving with new content all the time. So like I always tell you guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome, and thank you for subscribing. And remember, I'm very grateful, because I know you don't have to, but if you did, remember, you are now part of my family. And for those that liked the video, leave a thumbs up. And for those that didn't like the video, leave a thumbs down. Down in the bottom, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the figure, if you guys picked it up already as well, or what do you think about my thoughts compared to what you think and what you see based on the video. And like always, share it with someone you think might enjoy the video as well. So if anything, remember, you guys, if you like what I do, you ever want to help me out any way, shape, or form from the kindness of your heart in this channel to better my channel with content, quality, camera, all those wonderful things that improves the content, please, it's down in the description below. Feel free, only if you choose to. I have a PayPal account, and I also have a Patreon account that I should be posting up with my next video going forward, because I've created one so that it can help me in the future, since I have a lower subscriber base, and since I also don't have any real super chats or income coming in whatsoever. This is all out of my pocket, so that I can give you guys fun content. Anyway, as always, guys, love you very much. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Toys in My Closet. This is your host, Ebot, and I'll see you then. Keep collecting.